the Dawgs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
Hey, what's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast, presented by Manly Bands, Josh All, Justin Charles, Kenny Mack. We got another preview show this week, and this time, Justin made sure before we started, I am recording the video version of this, so we are good to go. Or at least we should be after I get done editing when we are finished. But we're recording this on Wednesday night. Now, I know the game isn't until Saturday, and it would be more ideal to do it maybe tomorrow or a little closer after we get a full week of practice. But we've got some high school football stuff going on Thursday, Friday night. Me and Justin's got some stuff going on. Justin's already sick? What in the world, man? You got kids going to school and you're sick already.
Yeah, first day of school today, the kids went. I woke up sick this morning. We're right on track for 2026. We're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go.
Officially.
We're here. Football season has started. We're here. I'm sick.
Well, it's a good thing we're doing this virtually then, so I don't have you hacking or sniffling right next to me. But so everybody wish Justin get well. We're going to preview the Rams preseason finale this Saturday. So we'll talk about, the news that came out of practice from today. Obviously, we won't have the updates from tomorrow on Thursday because we're recording on Wednesday, all that good stuff. But we'll keep you guys posted on social media. Make sure you follow us everywhere at the Dawgs Podcast. If you're on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell, all that good stuff. And this is the final announcement for fantasy football. Go to jointhedogs.com. This is it. We got 4 spots left. That's it. Well, kind of 5. So it's a long story. Anyway, 5 spots open right now in our fantasy football leagues. If you want to get in, sign up now. If you aren't sure if there's still a spot, just drop us a quick message. Say, hey, is there a spot? If I say yes, you're in. Good to go. But head over to jointhedogs.com. Get in the fantasy football leagues now. Sync up with the private Discord. 24/7 conversations. It's the best place to be on game day. Whenever the Browns are, playing and you're at home watching the game and maybe the wife doesn't really care about the Browns or, there's really nobody to talk to. You got the entire Dog Pack community right there on your phone talking about the game. And it's a great time every week. So much fun. So jointhedogs.com. All right, guys. So we got some news and things to talk about out of practice today. It kind of plays toward the game on Saturday. I think the big thing we'll just start with, the Browns made a trade today. So Jawan Briggs, the Browns' 7th round draft pick last year, is now headed along with a 7th round pick to the New York Jets in exchange for a 6th round pick. So kind of moving up in the draft, letting go a guy that probably wasn't going to make the cut at the end of, in the next couple weeks. So how'd you guys feel about that news?
I think we just kind of have like a very nice embarrassment of riches right now at that position. You know what I mean? You got Mason Graham, you've got Michael Hall, you've got who am I missing? Collins and Shelby Harris.
Malik Collins, yep.
And then Sam Kamara continues to play good, in preseason. Reliable depth piece. So I'm not really shocked. And then, I guess if you're going to do it, make it worth your while, move up in the draft where you have a nice abundance of picks already. You're improving a 7th to a 6th round pick.
Yeah, I mean, Barry the last 3 years, including this one, has made some move. This was the latest. Last year he did, I think it was Chris Williams. He got a draft pick and swapped the 7th for that. We got rid of Joshua Dobbs, picked up a 5th for that. We did pick up Pierre Strong. We're still yet to reap the benefits of that. And he's made a couple moves that, he always shows that he's not really done, and he leaves no stone unturned. And he's probably has more up his sleeve, because if you take a look at the defensive line, like look at Cam Thomas, like somebody may want him. That guy's been balling. There's a couple other guys, like even KJ Harvey. Like, I mean, I don't think they'll trade him, but I mean, whenever you throw one in the end zone, somebody gets excited about something. They might give something away. Like, who knows? But I've liked what he's done. Maybe just another receiver. Like, let's put Bond out there too. That was a savvy move, I guess. And let's see what else that they can do.
Yeah, it's always nice when, like you said, you got a guy who's going to end up getting cut anyway. And you can always, it's nothing crazy, but you're moving up around in the draft and everything. You're improving your draft position. So that's nice that they were able to do that. And you're right. The defensive line, we talked all offseason about, who's going to be the running mate opposite Miles. Like, we need another elite guy. Should we trade for this guy or that guy? Every name that came, available in the offseason, it seemed, was linked to the Browns. They should go after whoever it was. But really, I don't know if we need anybody. I mean, Alex Wright and Isaiah McGuire have shown a ton, like especially the last couple of years when they've been healthy on the field. They've played well. And then this preseason, they're showing that they are continuing to develop. And then you got Joe Tryon-Shoyinka and that Julian Okwara. I don't know if he's going to make the team, but he's been playing very well. And I thought maybe this was because a sign that Aiden Huntington might be making this roster, the undrafted free agent. He's like edge, interior. I think he can bounce inside, outside, but he's the dude on the kickoff.
Dude, he's like a gunner. It's unreal. Yeah, it's so unbelievable. That being said, though, when we picked him up, I remember looking at him as far as a UDFA, and I think his RAS score was over 9. And when somebody's like that and available at that, you throw some money at him, get him on your team, and you see how you can develop him.
Yeah, I was saying we'll see if our boy Ralph Hawley makes the roster.
That's right, yeah. Yep.
I'd love to see him make the roster, but like this is a very, very packed defensive line room. And report out of camp camp today, practice, that Mike Hall Jr. was working off to the side at practice. And they asked Kevin Stefanski about his injury status after he came off that knee surgery in the offseason. And Kevin wouldn't really give an answer, but the fact that he was at practice working off to the side and they just traded away another defensive tackle kind of gives you a good feeling that Mike Hall is going to be ready sooner than later.
Agreed. 100%. If there was any doubt that he wouldn't be ready, you probably can't make that trade unless you're 100% dead set. You're going to cut him.
Have you guys seen us kind of wild that we're like kind of thrown in with this Trey Hendrickson rhetoric?
Like I said, we're linked to everybody that's available.
Yeah, so it's so wild that someone would even put together Mike Brown in a trade for us. And we were saying before this that, I can't remember the last time the Browns and the Bengals traded anything. I look back, I couldn't find anything for the last 15 years. So if anybody has anything, put it in the comments because I'd like to know.
And one of the reports did say, like the Browns were one of the first teams that showed interest in trading for Trey Hendrickson. And I was like, well, they better. I mean, you got to do your due diligence.
Homework.
I'm glad to know that they're at least touching base. I mean, I'm sure Cincinnati said probably not even going to answer the phone when you call back, but you got to check. Got to check when a guy like that becomes available. So looking towards Saturday, news came out, I think yesterday, right? Or Monday, Joe Flacco named the starting quarterback for week 1. Do you think, and obviously by the time people are watching this, listening to it, you'll probably already have an answer, but do you think Joe Flacco starts the game on Saturday against the Rams, gets a drive or two?
Go ahead, Ken.
Based on what he said today, or the press conference I heard, he said it would be great to get some reps down and get ready for the season. So I believe he is. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, but it was 4 games in the preseason. The guys would get 1 or 2 series, then they would get a half, and then they would play 3 quarters, and then they wouldn't play the 4th game. Now it's different. They may get a series in the first game. They do not play the second game, and then they may get a series or maybe even a half for the last game. It is the dress rehearsal. Sounds like he wants to put his dress on, get some dancing shoes on, and get out there and have some good times.
Yeah, I'm okay if he wants to go out there and do a series. You know what I mean? I think he's earned that. The only risk, the guy's old. He's Justin Charles old, but athletic-ish, and can throw the hell out of a football. That would be my only concern. But if he feels like he's okay with going and getting in a drive, or I don't need a half from Joe Flacco. You know what I mean? Give me a drive. If it looks good, get him out of there, and let's get ready for week 1.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco did not need any reps ahead of time in 2023 when he was sitting out in free agency and, at home just chilling, and the Browns called him in and he came into a game and right back to business for Joe Flacco. But it would be nice to get him out there, get the offense a little bit in rhythm. I know it's just obviously going to be a drive or two, but just get some live reps. This first team offense, we haven't seen the line out there. We haven't seen some of these guys, Jerry Jeudy, just go out there and get a series or 2. And just, even if it's not great or not high flying, whatever, just get some reps live in game action. But obviously I know you guys weren't surprised that they named Joe Flacco the starter, but what do you think that, does for our prospects at the beginning of the season?
as far as like offensive prospects like Fannin and
I'm thinking I'm sorry.
Or you say quarterback
like record wise. Like, do you think we can actually put together some wins early in the season with Joe Flacco at quarterback with this defense?
I do. I mean, if you take a look at the season, like, I mean, we said all off season long, as soon as we got the schedule, this is a gauntlet. However, the Bengals are the Bengals. The Ravens still started off slow last year. I think they lost their first 2 games, if I remember correctly. I don't know if that's going to be the case this year. Look at the Detroit Lions. They kind of look like we did in the offseason last year. They kind of look a little bit lost. They've lost 2 very important coordinators, the offensive and defensive coordinator. They could start off slow and just not catch what's going on. The Green Bay's coming here instead of us going there. I don't recall playing well in Lambeau, but I don't really know if they really play well over here. So maybe that's a feather in our cap. And then who knows what happens in Minnesota. So when you have a steady force at the quarterback and hopefully doesn't throw too many touchdowns to the other team, I think it'll be a good thing. And I think getting this series in, getting this offseason in with us will be a huge help. And it'll be a steadying force for the veterans, for the buy-in, a steadying force for the rookies on the team.
I know this is almost like cheating, but I'm excited really just for week 1. Because if there is an offense that you can line up against and you want your defense to prove if you're legit or not, it's probably those guys down south. They have a hell of an offense, I'm told. A lot of really, really good players. But that's, for me, let me see them in Cleveland against Cincinnati. You know, because I know last preseason, I felt like it wasn't that great, but I thought we were going to be okay. I knew about immediately 5 minutes into the game last year that it was going to be very, very tough year. So that's what I'm really, really excited about as far as, you know, going into that gauntlet with Flacco.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, though. The Bengals, we should have beat the Bengals if Winston would have played that whole game. Yep. Winston would have beat the Bengals, the Steelers. They would have beat the Ravens. He would have beat the Ravens, right? So he would have got the sweep at home, and that was all we needed from him, really, right? And I'm licking my chops for the our defensive line against their O line, because I think Burrow's going to be running, man.
This episode is sponsored by Manly Bands. Browns fans, it is time to upgrade your ring game. Head over to manlybands.com/dogs and check out everything Manly Bands has to offer. Some of the coolest bands materials that you're going to find. I love going through and looking at everything in their Jack Daniel's whiskey barrel collection. I mean, you can get a wedding ring made from a Jack Daniel's whiskey barrel. That's awesome. They've got the Lord of the Rings collection. They've got DC Comics, and they've also got the other materials too. Gold, white gold, that kind of stuff. They've got meteorite. They've got dinosaur bone. They've got all kinds of stuff. And they have a ton of other gifts as well. They've got barware. They've got chains. They've got wristwatch. They've got all kinds of stuff. Anything you need if you're looking for manly rings and manly things, head to manlybands.com/dogs and make sure to use promo code CAMP25, CAMP25, to get an extra $25 off your order. That's manlybands.com/dogs, promo code CAMP25. So Justin said, you know, they've got a great offense down there in Cincinnati. They got some good players. They've got some really good skill players.
Yes.
That offensive line is a little big stinky doo-doo. Did you guys watch the preseason game Monday night against the Commanders?
Just the highlights, and I've read everything.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay, so Cincinnati left their first team offense out there for a while. And I think did the Commanders start their first team defense?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
They started their first team offense, so I imagine they started at least some of their defense, but then it was like the second string guys, and the Bengals still had their first team offense out there. Joe Burrow running for his life. The line could not hold up. I mean, it was bad out there. People were like, get him out of the game. And then I think it was their left guard yesterday or today maybe went down with an injury, and they think he's going to be out for the year.
Oof.
So they're already down to like a second string guy there, and the first string guys aren't that great. And then the Bengals first team defense got completely shredded, not only by Jaden Daniels in the first team offense of the Commanders, but the second team offense too came out and was just like boom, boom, boom down the field on these guys.
That's great.
Week one could be fun.
They were tough, really, really rough on defense last year. And then Sam Hubbard retired, and then Hendrickson, I don't think Hendrickson's going to play for them. I mean, who knows? Maybe he does, but like everything that you see as far as what's coming out, it doesn't look good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Neither side is backing down. One doesn't want to pay. The other one's not taking a cut. So you figure eventually he's going to probably get traded. And then, yikes, that's the only key piece of your defense is gone.
I think there's a real chance we start 1-0 this season. That's okay. With Joe Flacco leading this offense and that tenacious Browns defensive front going against that Bengals O-line and Joe Burrow, I think there's a real chance, as long as we don't turn the ball over, as long as we can get our run game going and that kind of stuff.
I'll tell you what, let me show up in Cleveland week 1 with a poncho, and I will feel lovely about it.
Just like it was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
just
I'll
like 2 years
looks
ago.
like 75 yards of offense today for the sweet Bengals.
Yeah, they got after it that game. That was wild.
Well, and it'll also be important, too, who's playing in our secondary, because other news out of practice today, Denzel Ward went out with a shoulder injury yesterday. Still not practicing today. Greg Newsome still not practicing with his shoulder injury, and obviously Martin Emerson Jr. out for the year. Yikes. That's all 3 of our top cornerbacks that we were coming into this thing going, hey, we got one of the best trios of wide receivers probably in the league. I mean, that three-pack right there is really good.
Yep.
We definitely don't have all 3 of them, and now the 2 that we do have are banged up, and that's not good heading in here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable with the 3 weeks that we have till the season and where they're going, where they're headed. I'm pretty sure Denzel's just precautionary at this point still.
They're not too worried about
Newsome
his,
will
but
be ready for the season. The big loss, though, is Emerson, because he just jammed Jamar Chase really hard at the line, and he seemed to have his number a little bit, and that's the reason why we had a lot of success with him on the team. It'll be interesting to see what changes happen when we play them at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we'll see about this secondary. They'll probably have to add a piece. I'd imagine they're waiting for cut downs just to kind of see who gets let go maybe on another team. But okay, so wide receiver news. Obviously, we signed Isaiah Bond. We'll talk about that in a second. They said Cedric Tillman didn't practice today due to a minor thumb injury, which the team isn't concerned about. But again, here we go.
I'm
Cedric
concerned.
Tillman, another injury. Okay,
I'm concerned, bro. I'm concerned. I'll say it. I'm a huge Cedric Tillman fan. I think this kid has huge potential if he could just get on the field and stay there. I've never seen anything like it, especially for a guy at one point last year when he started getting hot. I was like, this dude might be the one on our team. It might not be Judy. I thought Cedric Tillman looked so good in that. I want to say it was the Baltimore game that I was just blown away at. But since then, it's just been a nasty, nasty concussion and then just unable to get on the field and stay there. I still love the potential of it. It's just like, are we ever going to get an opportunity to see it?
I find the frustrating thing about him is this particular injury. When you said he was out, I'm like, okay, well, he's hamstring or whatever, but when I saw it was a thumb injury, I play touch football, man. I have thumb injuries all year long because you just grab the ball. When you take the ball out of the air, catch it, you just jam your fingers. You play that way. It's got to be pretty bad. Like you can't walk because your thumb pain's so bad. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, or maybe it was just something like they said, minor, and they're just like, just don't even practice today. Like it's not a big deal. Just get that thing healed up. I don't know, but I'm with you, Justin. It is concerning that
it's crazy.
Just every week it seems like there's something else. Cedric Tillman's not practicing in OTAs. He's missed a day of mini camp. He's missed these 2 days of training camp. This and that and the other. It's like, at what point are you just gonna be on the field consistently, or
it's like,
will it ever happen? It's
like Blake Reniker as Cedric Tillman. Just always hurt. always hurt. Sorry, Blake. Love you, dog. Shots fired. No, but I just would love for him to just get healthy because I really, really do think that he has a special potential. I really do.
Yeah.
Just sucks.
Yep. He's talented.
You can't teach that size, man. You can't teach that size.
Nope. And so the guy that doesn't have a whole lot of size but has a lot of talent, Isaiah Bond. What do you guys think about that? The fully guaranteed deal, 3 years, $3 million, $54,000 signing bonus. He's a lock for the 53-man roster with that guaranteed contract now. What's he bringing to this team?
Well, I mean, he brings speed, he brings separation. Based on what I've read, I mean, he can run the whole route tree, but that connection between him and Tommy Rees and getting that guaranteed money, they were going to draft him. And just with whatever went on, unfortunately, he had to go through what he had to go through. It was a no bill hearing, I guess, or he got no billed. And so now that they have a chance to sign him, he signed right away just based on keeping connection with the Browns and keeping connection with Tommy Rees. And let's see where it goes, because with our receiver room, we need that speed and we need some talent.
I think you nailed it right there at the end, man. You just said that receiver room, which I'm not 100% sure what it is yet. You know what I mean? I hate to beat a dead horse on this, but it's almost just like just really, really great opportune time to bring him in, because you're bringing in an influx of talent where it almost kind of feels a little desperate right now. You know, Tillman's hurt again. I liked what I saw from Thrash, but, you know, we're not sure about Deontay Johnson, what's going on with him, whether he's even going to make the team. And then, you know, you're counting on, you know, maybe a UDFA as, you know, your last wide receiver. So I think it is, as far as like what it does to the roster and that receiver room, it's huge. You're bringing in a huge influx of talent.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if we've really talked about it too much, but you know, Kenny, you said the Tommy Rees connection. So for anybody who's not aware, Isaiah Bond played for Alabama in 2023, last year in 24, then he transferred to Texas. Yep. So that's 2023 with Tommy Rees. That's where that connection comes in. But, you know, he's a kid that didn't have a whole lot of statistical production in college, nothing that you look at the stats and it just doesn't like blow you away or anything. But when you watch him run routes and you see him on the field, like you can tell he's focused on his craft. Like he's got wide receiver traits just dripping. You know, he's shifty. He's what did they say? Sudden and twitchy. Like he can get open, and then once you get the ball in his hands, he can go because he's got that speed. So I'm very excited to see. And you know, I've seen people say, and I don't disagree, that this kid could end up being the wide receiver 2 on this team as soon as this season,
sure,
depending on what happens with Cedric.
I don't
Tillman.
think it's that crazy. I don't think it's that crazy to say that.
You know, he seems like a less polished, faster version of Jerry Jeudy.
Now he talked about Jerry Jeudy being a wide receiver that he looks up to or models his game after. Another Alabama guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's good. I mean, you know, obviously I keep telling people like, feel how you want to feel about the off-field stuff, but it was dismissed, no charges brought, all that kind of stuff. It's cleared, like he's moving on. So we should move on too, because it's almost football season.
Yep.
So to kind of hit, then, you know, we talked about Joe Flacco and him potentially playing on Saturday, at least a few drives or whatever, but he'll start week 1. I haven't heard anything this week about Dylan Gabriel and his hamstring, so I'm guessing he must be okay. Kenny Pickett, with his hamstring injury, is still out, and Kevin has already said he will not play Saturday, which means Kenny Pickett, who we traded a 5th-round pick for early in the offseason, first quarterback we brought in here, he was running with the ones all of OTAs and minicamp and early on in training camp. He has now missed the entire preseason in this quarterback battle. Is there any way that we keep him on the roster heading into the season? And if we do, does he stay at QB2 even though he essentially did not participate in this competition? Justin, what do you think?
So hear me out. I've already kind of went off about this. I don't know how we continue to believe that this guy, we take him into the season. We haven't seen him play yet. With the last time we seen him play, and they weren't even wearing pads. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And it wasn't that great before that. The buzz what we saw wasn't that great. So my thing is,
what we saw was not good.
I don't know how if you take 3 quarterbacks, let's say we take 3. I don't know how you look at either of the rookies and you go, yeah, we got to put this guy on the roster. And I'm sorry, they're not going to practice squad him. That person, if they did that, would be traded away. I don't think there's any reason. You've already named your starter, Joe Flacco. You have 2 rookie quarterbacks on rookie deals that are going to save you from this Deshaun Watson contract stuff. Cut him, trade him, do whatever you got to do. He's brought nothing to the table for us as far as to this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more you can say to that. Like, I was trying to look for like another scenario where this kind of happened, where a player in any position miss the entire preseason and the training camp. And generally, I couldn't find one that stayed on the team unless it's like a rookie where you don't know the potential and you invested something higher than a 4 or 3. Sure. It seems improbable, but the Browns can always, make the improbable probable. So we'll see what happens, and, knock on wood, nothing happens to any other quarterbacks that, he has to stay.
What I would ask you guys, let's say we do take 4 quarterbacks into the season. How do you even look at the rookies and say we have to put Kenny Pickett at 2? And after these guys, I know he's a veteran. I know he was one of the first people that we brought in, but I know arguably you could say, hey, maybe he is more game ready, I guess, NFL ready than the rookies right now. But what advantage is that for us? Especially if they're talking about taking a quarterback next year. What advantage does that have for us at all?
So Shedeur Sanders threw 2, and I get it, guys. I know it was preseason, but he threw 2 touchdown passes in his first ever NFL game action. Okay, Kenny Pickett has only ever thrown 2 touchdown passes in an NFL game once, ever. He's not a touchdown thrower. He's not. I don't think he's very good. And I keep seeing people say like Sam Darnold last year really, ruined things for everybody because now everybody thinks they can get the next Sam Darnold, and that was a one-time thing. That was a Kevin O'Connell thing.
Yes.
And Justin Jefferson, yes. Addison, yes. That was a Minnesota Vikings thing. I mean, hats off to Sam Darnold. He had to play well, but he's never played anywhere close to that before in his career. If the Browns thought at any point we can get Sam Darnold type of production or, we can get something like that out of Kenny Pickett, you guys are crazy.
What do you think Sam Darnold thought when he was like, holy crap, I'm throwing to Justin Jefferson? The best guy I've ever had was Corey
and Addison
Davis.
And no kidding, man. And you know what? We got our lightning in the bottle. We had it with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and we had it
2 years ago. So, to get it out of Kenny Pickett, and he hasn't even had close to the career that Joe Flacco has. I just don't get it. The only thing is I'm really grasping at strings here, but it's a locker room thing where he's a veteran. They say, hey, we're keeping him. He put his time in, and it's respect in the locker room. But I don't even really know if that'll happen. You know what I mean? Like I'm really pulling to get an answer for you. But I don't see how you make it happen.
Do you have something, Justin?
No, there's nothing else to be said about this. Nothing for me, bro. Nothing for me, brother.
So for me, I guess I don't see why they should take Kenny Pickett into the season. And if they do, I don't know why you would keep him at QB2. Why would you let him be the next guy up? Like you said, when the rookies have been out there, they've already played in the preseason. They've shown that they can do it. Now, can they do it against a true first-team defense in a real game? There's going to be bumps and bruises, but Kenny Pickett's never been anything impressive on the field before. So what are we really expecting here? And again, we won't get any look at him in the preseason because he's been injured. So even if we take him into the season, he might not be healthy enough to be, active in week 1. I don't know what this hamstring injury is, but he does have a history of injuries. So it's bad enough to keep him out now for at least a month. I think it's been.
Yeah, pretty significant.
A grade 2 sprain is a 4 to 8 week process, I thought.
And we know hammies carry on through the season. These hamstring injuries in camp. So now the other quarterback on the roster, the one we haven't talked about yet, Shedeur Sanders, still limited in practice. The Browns said they monitored his throws today, undecided if he'll play on Saturday or not yet. They haven't made a decision, but he did participate in 11-on-11 team drills today, something he had not done in the last few practices. So that is a really good step forward toward him, hopefully playing on Saturday, because I want to see him again. Yeah. We need to see him again. And, because anybody can go out there and have a really nice performance in one game. Think Will Levis, the first time he ever started a game, threw 4 touchdown passes. And I don't know if he ever threw 4 more again.
Right.
But I want to see Shedeur Sanders get back on the field in an NFL game and, see him continue to progress and run this offense. So you guys think he'll play with this oblique injury?
I hope, just for, like you said, he's fun to watch, man. I want to see more. I'm actually super excited just in general to see, if we get to see all 3 guys. If it is a little bit of Flacco, a little bit of, Sanders, a little bit of Gabriel, I'm excited. I'm stoked.
I think if they're going to be overly cautious with Pickett, they're going to be overly cautious with Shedeur, and I don't know if he goes or not, especially Tyler Huntley. Not Richard.
Richard Huntley.
Yeah, I don't want to call him Richard. I don't know why I'm enamored with the old Pittsburgh Steelers running back, Richard Huntley.
Fine.
But anyways, I want him to be our quarterback. That being said, Tyler Huntley, Snoop Huntley, is playing really well. And I mean, again, if you want to talk to anybody about making the team, you're going to tell Snoop there that we're going to keep Pickett over you. And when he's been balling out and kind of balled out for the last 2 years for us. So I don't know. I just don't. It's tough. It's tough to tell that guy what we were just talking about earlier. But as far as Shedeur is concerned, he's got a lot of career ahead of him, and you can really aggravate an oblique. So don't aggravate it if you don't have to, and be ready for the season.
This episode is sponsored by Southern New Hampshire University. Browns fans, do you ever feel stuck in your current job? Like if you just had a different degree or some more education in a certain area, you could do something you really want to do. Well, Southern New Hampshire University has the answers for you. Head over to snhu.edu/bark to learn how you can get started on your new career today. SNHU is one of the largest online accredited universities in the United States, and it's radically affordable. Their online tuition rates are some of the lowest in the nation. So seriously, what are you waiting for? Head over to snhu.edu/bark to learn how you can get started on your degree for your new career, 100% online and 100% on your time. snhu.edu/bark. This episode is brought to you by Baden Sports. Browns fans, it's summertime. Time to get outside and take advantage of the beautiful weather and play some backyard games. Head over to badensports.com, BADEN sports.com/dogs, and check out all their summertime gear. And for 10% off your entire order, just use promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you check out. Now, if you guys love pickleball, Baden Sports has all the gear you need, including a variety of paddles, balls, and complete pickleball sets with a pack and go carry case so you can play in the backyard or take it on vacation to play with the entire family. Baden Sports also has volleyball and badminton sets, croquet, horseshoes, bocce, and even Vikings chess. And no summer break is complete without some good old-fashioned wiffle ball. Plus, Baden has all kinds of different basketballs with special outer layers that are designed specifically for whatever surface you'll be playing on. So don't waste 1 second this summer. Head to badensports.com/dogs to get the backyard outdoor gaming gear that your family needs and get 10% off your entire order with promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you check out. That's badensports.com/dogs. I do think, first of all, I don't think there's any way Snoop Huntley is making the roster. He's here for, the next, how many days until we cut down? He's gone.
Yep.
With Shedeur, I see it all over online and stuff. Like people are upset that he's not out there and all this stuff, but you do need to be a little bit patient, like you said, Kenny, because you don't want to aggravate the injury more than you need to. Plus, he's not going to play early in the season anyway, nor should he. Joe Flacco needs to be the quarterback for this team if we want any chance of being competitive and having some sort of season worth remembering. And then once that either goes by the wayside, heck, if we're winning games and we're have a winning record and we got a shot to do something, make some noise this year, I mean, Joe should start as long as he possibly can.
Oh yeah.
But if things go south and we're losing games and it's time to make a switch, he's turning the ball over, you want Shedeur to be healthy to have that opportunity, even though I don't think it'll be given to him. I think it'll be handed to Dylan Gabriel before it's ever handed to Shedeur.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's, based on what we've seen, you know what I mean? We've said it since draft night. Like you saw the draft video and you're like, yep, the call. You're like, yeah, this was their guy. This is the guy that they picked, So it is what it is. Unless Shedeur somehow is able to just be transcending in the next, I guess, couple months to the point where you can't deny that there's a gap difference between the two of them.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I think things are just going to continue as they have the entire time so far. All right, so last thing before we wrap her up here for Saturday's game, who's a couple guys on the roster here that you think need to have a big game or a nice performance to really help make their case for the roster, guys that are likely going to get cut or could get cut, but with a good performance could maybe turn around their fate? Justin, do you have somebody in mind?
Man, I mean, I feel like I'll take an easy one, a guy that we've been waiting on in a desperate situation. I thought was going to be way more beneficial and a bigger factor to our team. I'll say Deontay Johnson. Let me see a great performance from Deontay Johnson. Give me a reason to say, hey, we have to have this guy on this team. This is a veteran wide receiver, dependable. We have to move forward with him.
Kenny, what do you think?
Yeah, he's one of the guys that I would definitely take, Deontay Johnson. I just don't see him have much gusto, you know. But the guy that I'm kind of scratching my head and he got thrown out of a game is Quinshon Judkins. Doesn't really have, for what he played, his stat line is not very great. And I just need to see why they signed him. Now, my understanding is that he's a bit of a thumper. He's at strong safety. He's behind Grant Delpit right now. I'm looking on the Browns depth chart. So I think Nick Needham, just the way that he's been playing, might be able to transplant him. But Nick Needham's listed under free safety. So, man, that means it might be Donovan McMillan that might take him out. I'm not sure, but I need to see something out of this guy other than getting kicked out of a game. And make some plays, hit some people, tackle. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, we definitely need help in that secondary for sure. To kind of go with Justin's Deontay Johnson, like if he doesn't have a big game, I think the door is wide open for Gage Larvadain.
Yes.
If he can come out and have another solid, strong performance and show that he's got NFL level talent on the field, you know, he could sneak in on the back end of that wide receiver depth chart. Just kind of look. I was reading some stuff online. They said that Luke Whippler actually has been very impressive.
Yeah, he has.
Backup center, 30-year guy out of Ohio State. Now he missed all last year with a broken ankle, something like that. I think he broke something in the first preseason game and missed the whole year. But a guy that we were pretty high on for being a 6th-round pick, I think, 5th or 6th. Cameron Mitchell, like we need cornerbacks to step up with all the injuries that we're already seeing, and it's not even the start of the season yet. We need Cameron Mitchell to do something on the field that is impressive and shows that he can be relied upon. And then I think Cameron Thomas. We talked about him a little bit earlier, but you know, if he wants to, I like him. I agree with you, Kenny. I think you're the one that said this. Just there's so many people in that room. I just don't know if we can keep him.
It's going to be tough to keep him. Maybe we can get some kind of asset for him. I'll tell you one. I think Blake was on this train, and I'm on the Marshall train as well.
Oh yeah.
I like that guy. You know, 2 years ago, we made the playoffs. It was part Flacco, but it was also part Kareem Hunt. Now, I think Kareem Hunt had only about 400 or 500 yards, but he had 10, 11 touchdowns. I think he had 9 rushing and 2 receiving to make 11. This is a guy that I think can do the exact same thing. He's going to get you some first downs. They're going to be close, but you know, when he runs between the 20s, he's okay. But when he gets into the 20s and he gets to that goal line, man, that guy can deliver. Now, I know, again, it's against preseason talent, but that's what he did at Appalachian State. That's what he's been doing now. And I think that translates over if he can run at a first at some point. Is he going to be with the first right now? No, he's going to make the back end of this roster, but he's something that can be developed because the guy can pass block.
Yeah, and I think it's important to remember, too, we had Jerome Ford take a pay cut to stay on the roster before the whole Quinshon Judkins thing, but it was primarily because he was very good in special teams. So Jerome Ford we weren't expecting him to really contribute a whole lot in the running game, more so on special teams. And if that's still the case, Amani Marshall, like you said, I know it's preseason, but he's looked really good. And I didn't realize just watching him, but his size listed here is 6'1", 225.
It's a big kid.
Like he's a big kid and he can move. Yeah. And like you said, the pass protection has been impressive. I do think he's a guy that could sneak on the end of this roster because, you know, you talked about Pierre Strong at the beginning of the show. Like, what have we ever gotten out of him? Nothing. We could probably move on from Pierre Strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with Quinshon coming. I mean, even if you kept a room, maybe, who knows, right? But if you kept the room Ford, Sampson, and you kept it Marshall, I mean, I'd be okay with that.
You know, for sure.
With Pierre Strong, I know he busted off a 54-yard run, and that's great. But I mean, how many times is he kind of like Ford, where he's just -1, 0, 1 till he pops off a big one? We need consistent 2, 3. Then when you get worn down at the end of the game, then all of a sudden Marshall's runs were like 4, 6, 3, 4, 6. You know what I mean? Like that wears you down.
Yeah. Yep. I guess real quick before we go, we just mentioned Quinshon Judkins. What do you guys think's going on here with the whole situation?
I don't know, man. I the last thing I saw was that people were thinking that maybe they're just going to wait until the investigation's over. And I'm like, well, what's coming out of the investigation then? What does that have anything to do with it? If there's nothing.
Yeah, if there was no evidence for the court, I don't know.
I think I was listening to Josh today, and I think you said it like you gave Deshaun the money, you signed Hall, now you signed Bond. Like, what's the holdup? Is it the NFL? You know, he's definitely getting suspended, so he can't sign him till after now that you've changed your heart after Bond? Like, I don't know.
You know,
I thought that was great. Yeah. Go ahead, Josh.
Well, if they're trying to use a possible suspension as leverage to get a discount on his contract, screw you guys. Just pay the freaking man. If he gets suspended for even if it's 6 games, which is totally stupid, would be ridiculous for the NFL to do that. You still need him the rest of the season. You still need him next year. You need him the year after. You need him the year after. Pay him. It's not like this is a 1-year contract guy that you're like, maybe you drafted him with a top 40 pick.
Yeah.
You need the guy. Get him in here so he can get in game shape so he can help us. I'm tired.
He's going to be focal point of the offense, dude.
Yes,
like,
it's not like he was the 5th round, running back that we just took a flyer on. Like this, we drafted him with purpose and intention. Yeah. Get him in here. I'm tired of watching a piss poor running game every year with running backs that can't see crap and run into the back of their linemen and dance around back. Just get this guy paid, please. This one frustrates me.
Yeah, no kidding, man. But hey, on a better note, like for you guys, does it matter if they win, and what do you want to see in this game?
What, on Saturday?
In Saturday's game against the Rams.
I don't care if they win or not. I mean, it's preseason. It'd be fun, right? We're having a good time, but it's preseason. My biggest thing is come away, keep the penalties limited again, because I've been very, very almost shocked. Like, wow. What did we do differently this year? Because I know it's just preseason, but we couldn't do that last year in preseason. And then just avoid the injury bug. Whether, I'm not sure how many key guys that we're going to be relying on moving forward, but can we just dodge that just for one more week?
Yeah, definitely. And I want to see this defense continue what we've seen from week 1 to week 2. We saw it in training camp when we were up there, Justin. It's been a theme of everything. So, like, the whole time so far has been the defense is nasty. The defense is bringing pressure. They're for real. And that's what we've seen, whether it's been 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th string guys, Jawan Briggs, who isn't even here anymore. It doesn't matter. These guys are bought in. You see the tenacity in the way Jim Schwartz has these guys firing on all cylinders. Again, I don't care if we win or lose, just as long as we see the things we need to see. Buttoned up on offense, no pre-snap penalties, limit the turnovers. Please don't have any turnovers. If it's like Tyler Huntley in the 4th quarter, I don't give a shit about that. But like the important players, don't be turning the ball over, no fumbling, stuff like that. And just continue to bring the pressure and the heat on the quarterback. Because if the backups are doing that at that level, I can't wait to see Myles Garrett with Mason Graham and Malik Collins and these guys out there together.
Yeah, I'm totally with you there. I want to see the physicality and the buy-in that the back end of the roster shown in the first 2 games with the front end of our roster big time. And for me, like, the win doesn't matter, but because they laid an egg so hard last year, I want to see another win. I want 3 in a row. I don't care if it's preseason. I want the guys to go in with some momentum. I want that momentum to translate into that Bengals game. I want to see passes down the field, because one of the big things about Tommy Rees is he's going to push the ball down the field. Got a lot of intermediate stuff going on, and that just might be the vanilla of the preseason. But let's push a couple down. Let's even throw a bomb to Bond. Let's see if we can get him out there. I asked this question actually in my group, and everybody's kind of the same thing. The win doesn't really matter. Everybody said so. Joe Marica, Double K-Man and Colton Burner 12. Everybody doesn't want injuries. Everybody wants to see you dial in. Like, that's the same thing. Colton Burner, though, Bunner, 12. He said that no pre-snap penalties. He wants to see all the strings through, just as long as they could run the huddle in and out, show efficiency, and not a lot of penalties, man. So let's see that, and let's go Brownies.
Let's go Brownies. I mean, I know we say the win doesn't really matter, but at the same time, these are all competitors going out there fighting for jobs. They're fighting. I mean, this is their livelihood right now. So especially these back end guys who are trying to make a roster and everything. And, there's something to be said for a team that even when a game doesn't matter, it's an exhibition game, still gets up and goes out there from the top of the roster to the very, very bottom, can go out there and just dominate and say, no, we're just going to win the game. Like, I know this game doesn't matter, but we're going to win because it's a game and we're going to win it. And I didn't feel like we had that mentality last year. Last year we were...
God, no. We were heads and tails.
Soft. Yes.
Yeah, heads and tails better, like 1,000% better than last year. Like, this is fun watching. Like, our offensive line actually moves people ahead of the line of scrimmage, which is what you want to do. Our running backs run the ball past where the O-line is. Like, it's fantastic. We're catching balls. There are two other positions other than the tight end, the running back out of the backfield. Like, it's fantastic football to watch.
Yep. Justin, you got anything before we go?
No, I'll see you in Cleveland, guys. I'm excited. Let's go.
That's right. Justin will be up there. So if you guys see him, say hi. We always love it whenever people come up and say what's up.
Don't give me a high five. Probably sick still. So,
that's right. Just keep your distance. Keep a little distance, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure Justin will have a little bit of I don't know, a little
medicine
lubrication on top of it.
I was going to say medicine. I don't know, man. Yeah, sure.
A little mix of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
It'll be a good time either way. But
hey,
we appreciate you guys.
I'm taking the kids. It won't be that kind of deal.
That's true.
No fireballs. No fireball, buddy.
Yeah, save that for week 1. And bachelor parties. Yikes.
All right. Well, that's it for the Rams preview. I hope everything goes well. I hope we stay healthy and all that kind of stuff. We appreciate you guys tuning into the show. And again, if you want to play fantasy football, head to jointhedawgs.com. Become an official Dog Pack member on the Patreon page. It's just $5 a month to join the Dog Pack and help support the show. It's like I always say, you're donating a cup of coffee a month to our show. You don't even know it's gone, but it helps us out a ton. And you get to play fantasy football. You get access to the private Discord. You get to be part of the Dog Pack. It's just a great community group of people, of diehard Browns fans that we've developed a lot of very good relationships, good friendships with people in there. We met Kenny in the Dog Pack. I mean, we've had other people on the show here that have been in the Dog Pack, Devontae and some other people. Like
Moneymaker, Jackson, all those guys. Peter R. Get in though, see what those names are. Yeah. Moneymaker is actually a real name.
Yeah, that's his name. Like, if you guys hear us talk to these guys, you hear them call and leave voicemails. They are staple members of the Dog Pack. If you want to, they're like celebrities on the show without being on the show. So
right, you want to meet these guys too?
Yeah, Stacy's in there now.
There's girls in here too, guys.
Yeah, get in and just meet everybody. And again, like, if it's not for you, you don't have to stay. But I mean, just come check it out. And again, play fantasy football. 5 spots left as of this recording. Get in before it is too late. All right, that's it for today. We'll see you guys after the Rams game. Let's go Browns.
Let's go Brownies.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dawgs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedawgspodcast.com.
This episode is sponsored by Butcher Box for Pets. Browns fans, we love our fellow dogs, our Dog Pack members, and the Dog Pound faithful, but let's not kid ourselves. The most important dogs in our lives are, well, our dogs. Your furry friends aren't just pets, they're part of the family. But the question is, what are you actually feeding them? Head to butcherbox4pets.com/products to see all the options for your dogs, including fresh and dry foods, treats, meal toppers, and even toys for your dog. If you're not sure what your dog will like best, try the Premium Nutrition Adult Starter Pack pack, and they even have a vacation bundle to take care of your four-legged friends while you're on vacation this summer. And right now you can get 20% off your order with promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you check out. At ButcherBox, they believe in real ingredients. Their pet foods have been developed and certified by vet nutritionists to contain zero artificial flavors or preservatives. You get protein-packed formula with over 50% of the recipe comprised of third-party certified humane ButcherBox meat, plus functional ingredients like pre- and postbiotics to support your dog's vitality and digestion. I know that sounds like a lot, but the bottom line is your dogs are getting the nutrition and the value they need, and honestly, that they deserve. I know our home wouldn't be the same without Odie, our 100-pound golden retriever who thinks he's a 10-pound lap dog. He is not, but it gives us peace of mind knowing that we're giving him quality food instead of just that factory processed garbage from the store. And speaking of the store, no need to go. ButcherBox for Pets delivers their high-quality food right to your door. So head to butcherboxforpets.com/products and use promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, for 20% off your order. It's time for us dogs to give our dogs the nutrition they deserve.